was. Hi, music friends, Sweetwater friends. Greg Koch here. That's Greg Koch, rhymes with chalk. Here talking to you about some of these new Fender treats, the class of '10, if you will. Consists of the delights of the American Special guitars. What's so special about these guitars? Well, many things, music lovers. For one thing, this is a guitar that fills in a void in the Fender line. You'll be saying, how many Teles and Strats can a company make? Well, here's the deal. You got your American standard guitars. I always get messed up, series standards. They're always messing with me. American standard guitars, which is kind of the flagship Stratocaster, kind of a contemporary state of the Strat, if you will. This is the guitar that Hendrix would walk into Sweetwater and buy 10 of and then smash and burn, okay? And then underneath that, Fender thought, well, some people can't afford to get an American standard instrument. Let's make something a little bit more affordable with some other ergonomics that maybe they might groove on. So they came up with something called the Highway 1 instruments, which had kind of a matte finish, satin finish, I guess what we're talking about here, and with Texas special pickups and kind of the older logo as far as the headstock and so on and so forth. Very cool little guitar, but some people wanted a more high gloss finish, polyurethane situation on a lesser expensive guitar than the American standards. So they came out with this year with the American Special. And it has the following accoutrements that make it delicious. For one thing, it has the old, like late 60s, 70s logo, which if you grew up in the, I started playing guitar in like 1979 or something like that. And that was the only thing that was available back then. So the spaghetti logo era of the 50s and 60s, early 60s, was something that, we all lusted for. And Fender has well represented that particular look in the last umpteen years. So actually, the thing that's a rarity now is this look. So it's kind of cool to have this old look available on a really high quality made instrument of the American persuasion. So you got that old look. I had a 68 Tele when I was growing up, so seeing that bold moniker on there makes my nostrils flare. I don't know if you can see it, if you can catch that. Whatever. Okay. Now, it's also got a flatter radius neck. It's got the medium jumbo frets. It's got 22 frets as opposed to 21. That's important because sometimes you're rocking out at a bar mitzvah or at a wedding, and you want to annoy everyone there because they're not paying attention to the band. I hate that. So while they're going up to the buffet, feasting on some kind of goulash, you start going, and you've annoyed them all into a sense of submission. I think that's important. And this guitar allows you to do that by having that one extra fret, the 22nd one. You know what I'm saying? Are you with me? Whatever. Okay, so we got that succulent neck that allows you to annoy people or to rock, depending on where you're coming from. It also has Texas Special pickups, ladies and gentlemen. Although I'm a little tired of things being named after Texas. I'm from Wisconsin. How about the Cheddarcaster or the Cheddar pickups? So I don't get it. Texas, Highway 1, California. What about us Midwesterners? We've got feelings? Whatever. You get the idea. Texas Special, slightly overwound, giving you a little bit more gristle for your money, a little bit more higher output. They rock, I got to be honest, even though they say Texas. Anyway, so the bridge on these is very cool as well, because a lot of Telecaster players are very, very particular about the bridge scenario, because if you have 6 bridge saddles, the guitar, of course, will intonate better, but it doesn't have the same twang, according to a lot of teleholics. So what's nice about this bridge, it's got the brass saddles on here. It's got the 3, so it's got the cool factor working for it as far as being kind of a retro thing, but again, with the flatter radius and the bigger frets, kind of a cool amalgam that isn't readily available in the regular Fender line, okay? The next thing is I like the rounded off dome knobs from the same ones that are on the 52 Telecaster. I very much like those as well. So, and again, the high gloss polyurethane finish, which is actually still a really good sounding finish. There's been a lot of hoopla lately about the thin skin guitars because the wood breathes better, but it should be known that this polyurethane finish that they give these guitars also is a lot better than a lot of finishes that a lot of high-named $5 guitar manufacturers put on to accentuate their finishes and stuff. This one is a really good sounding instrument that will be impervious, more impervious, shall we say, to nicks and scratches. I have a couple of nicks on here because I have 4 children who grab my guitars and treat them like farm animals. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I should notice that the Stratocaster right next to me here also is very indicative of that era of the late 60s, early 70s. And I got to tell you, I grew up as a Hendrix fanatico. Who didn't? Well, I'll tell you who didn't. Mutants. Mutants don't like Jimmy. Why? Because they have issues and they need to be helped. But this particular instrument allows you to get an American-made instrument that looks like those old guitars, but not the 3-bolt neck. You got the 4-bolt, like Jimmy had from '68. You know what I'm saying? It's got the 22 fret, basically Texas special pickups, the whole 9 yards, and you got that big headstock. Remember the Band of Gypsies record where he's on top of there going, woo! It's got the kind of multicolored, weird thing happening, that picture on the front of Band of Gypsies record. But that big old headstock says one thing to me. Well, it says two things. It says Jimi Hendrix, it says Ritchie Blackmore, and both of those are very powerful indeed. So very, very cool about these instruments. American-made, quality, but at a price point that is, let's put it this way. You got your Highway 1s here, you got your American Standards here, and also schwinel, right there in the middle, you've got your American Special guitars. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Koch here at the wonderful Sweetwater in Fort Wayne. Indiana wants me, and it's nice to be here. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on down the line.